crypto asset? Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Which one's the best crypto asset? Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Which one's the best? 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 What's the second best?
You probably clicked this video thinking you're ready to see the stupidest crypto content you've ever described, ever imagined, ever envisioned hitting the internet. Well, today, I'm going to dispel some confusion. I see that there are many people that do not understand what a utility token truly is if it were to kick them between their ball sack. And I am here to simplify this for you on what Chainlink is actually capable of. As we see JP Morgan getting ready to roll out their own token, we see Circle with some major moves as well, and Coinbase's Launchpad coming to another one of my favorite crypto projects. It's a beautiful day to be flying around in the right projects with the right revenue. Welcome to the show, one and all. We got all the people here. What is up, David Middleton, One House Productions, Doomed Backshots from Pete Jr. Pete, you're talking about backshots a lot, and I'm kind of concerned about you. Love and appreciate every single one of you out there. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you are following me on X. Here we got Druth Crypto. We are live. I got the laser eyes. And also we are on the YouTubes as well at Discover Crypto. I have a video coming out tonight describing the mechanics behind Aerodrome and what it might mean for Uniswap. You make sure to stay tuned for that. And later on in the show, I'm very excited. We have one of my favorite traders coming on the show to talk about the Bitcoin price action, general market dynamics, some major moves he's made within his own portfolio. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, Kelly Kellum, who'll be on here shortly, highlighted my quants post here. John Gillian, Bitcoin Jesus. He's with Milky Road. Either way we go, we're either going to Valhalla before Christmas or Santa's gonna puke in our stockings and you get a chance to stack Bitcoin below 100K again. This is basically the situation at hand, but make sure if Santa is gonna puke in your stockings, make sure that they're USA made, small business made by my wife at Miss Tia Marie. And currently we have a contest going on. If you go to Miss Tia Marie, her X account here, and I better just drop this status in the chat for you. Retweet this post, and you are entered in to win a pair of stockings with Bitcoin emblem embroidered on them, made with love, from a person who is absolutely bullish on Bitcoin, absolutely believes in the disruptive nature that Bitcoin is bringing to the world. And with this disruption Bitcoin is bringing, it seems that the White House has taken an interest into crypto. As we must highlight, link has been mentioned by the White House in its digital asset report. This is from Quentin, good guy, hosted a couple shows with him, very, very interesting fella. Chainlink is the most conversated about altcoin within the United States government. Kind of a big deal, right? Now we have Hoskinson in a highlight to his crash out when he said that Sergey is sitting on the golden egg, and an extrapolation of this conversation from Jay, very based individual. Yep, that's where the meme came from. Hoskinson's quote was after Big Surge told him the price of CCIP. Hoskinson brutally humbled for not integrating Chainlink earlier. Essentially, Sergey said, F you, pay me. The bottom line is, as we've always said, everyone will buy Link at the price that they deserve. And on top of this, we have Chainlink coming up on the November 22nd activation with Swift. This is where CCIP activates. Now, the question is, how deep of an activation with Swift is the cross-chain interoperability protocol going to actually be? Now, this is very, very important. We need to go over this in a very concise manner because I've had a lot of pushback from the internet mouth breathers out there in the world that just cannot believe that anything is going to go well. So here we go. All right. You picture this. What if investor frenzy and retail FOMO go into overdrive? Chainlink CCIP grabs 5% of Swift's transactions in daily transfers, essentially sparking crypto bull mania. Swift, for reference, handles about 53 million messages a day. over 19 billion yearly, so 5%. This means nearly 1 billion transactions per year for 2 straight years of growth. This is total speculation on steroids on top of prices exploding from hype, but still hinging on adoption, rivaling the wild market swings. CCIP blockchain focused today, not a full Swift swap. Okay. They're not trying to take over what Swift is doing. They're trying to integrate with what Swift already has going. This would create an insane amount of buzz that basically feels inevitable to me. Quick hype fueled breakdowns and the fees turning into rocket fuel. Now, this is at a 50-cent average per transaction. That's $484 million in annual revenue for this network over the next 2 years, almost $1 billion, right? Paid in Chainlink, not paid in Shrootbucks, not paid in Tether, paid in Chainlink. And then this surges the demand, even if speculators pile in, betting even bigger on the wins. This is not including treasury additions. This is not including any of that extra information. Chainlink price would hit overdrive. Essentially, the current price around $15 as of November 2025. The market value at $10.7 billion. A tiny revenue of about $16 million yearly. But here's the note on that. Over the past 8 weeks, they've only just now decided to activate a larger portion of the revenues, right? This has not been a thing for this whole time. Chainlink has gotten the entire market addicted to CCIP without them even realizing now they need the juice. And valuing this like a stock on sales of revenue, crypto like Chainlink get insane multipliers when people start to realize what's going on. Current ones high at a 670x, but in a hyperbolic mode, think 1000x, think 2000x or more. Remember the 2021 craziness, folks. This has happened before, and I think it's going to happen again, but it's going to be a very select movement. And this, in my opinion, at a sustained 600x, brings the price of Chainlink to $465. But you add in the FOMO, you add in the hype, you add in the freak out of the markets when they realize that Chainlink has actually locked this partnership down. Market value absolutely can rocket to $484 billion off of this transaction system going live, $694 per Chainlink token, right? Within 2 years. Think about this. The full bubble hitting 200 or 2000x, where you get a massive overextended hype cycle, something like we've seen with NVIDIA. You have a $968 billion market over the course of the next 5 years. This is absolutely obtainable with these transactions going live. And this would bring Chainlink to a $1,388 per token price level. So needless to say, yeah, 1,800 sounds a little crazy, but in the long term, 5 years from now, with what's happening in the world, what's happening at a government level with the United States, what's happening with what Paul Atkins has just said, that Kelly's going to come on the show and explain in further detail, I absolutely think that this is potential. And Kelly Kellum, am I crazy? Am I crazy for talking about something like this actually happening? Are people too beat down to see the reality of what's in front of them?
I think it's a matter of realizing Chainlink is not in the meme portion of the crypto ecosystem. This is a patience play. And I full-heartedly believe to my core, and I'm going to show you some data here that's going to also support that Chainlink is the most consequential coin within the crypto ecosystem. And I'm going to tell every one of you tuned in right now, this is not a sponsored video. This has nothing to do with their organization. There's been no discourse back and forth. This is just because we try to call things like we see it. We want to make sure people highlight the utility that's out there and what the projections may impact, not only in that asset's adoption, but what that could be reflected in price. So is 1,800 possible? I do think it's possible. Do I think it's going to happen this cycle? I think that would be a little foolhardy to think, but I think in the long run, again, Chainlink, I think is the most consequential crypto blockchain and connective tissue that is in the crypto ecosystem.
You know, it's just something that kind of is insane to me when people talk about, they acknowledge data is the new oil, and Chainlink's stranglehold on data sharing within the crypto ecosystem is being basically solidified forever. There is something else that's integrated with Swift called Linnea that we have made a play on. And Kelly, you kind of got a little bit frisky on Linnea. What did you just do on Linnea? You're smiling like something crazy is going on.
Well, I mean, I try to strengthen into areas or different niches that I think are going to have a pretty fast expansion of adoption and utility integrations, which all those things then layer into and impact what's going to happen to the speculative price of the asset. And Linnea, I think, is perfectly positioned, being that it's headed up by Joe Lubin, another Ethereum co-founder, but also was one of those coins, one of two coins, Chainlink and Linnea, getting that nod for basically being integrated into the Swift network. And it's around a $200 million market cap when you're looking at other things out there that people are still hoping the narrative that was sold to them by some press machine, PR campaign, getting entirely unwinded. I don't want to even say the name of that coin. But we're actually seeing the real integrations taking place. And so, I moved out of AV&T, Avantis, and just layered that entire position into basically quadrupling it's still a smaller position in my portfolio, but Chainlink, if I am expecting that to perform incredibly well, I think Linnea is going to be riding right there with it. Remember, the global financial system, it's a quadrillion. It's not a billion, a trillion, quadrillions of dollars are going to be transacted through these systems. So I think these blockchains and technologies that are helping facilitate the transition of this new world plumbing of finance and technology, I think are going to be the biggest winners.
But I want to talk about a comment here. I want to expand upon this. So Johnny Be Good, thumbnail looks great, but people are more concerned about the next 3 months, not the next 3 years. And this is why no one will remember their name, Johnny, is because they don't have the ability to hold projects that they truly believe in, that are truly plugged into the plumbing of the financial system, that are not trying to take over Swift like XRP is trying to basically take over Swift. They want to create banks and charters and, you can go around Swift. You don't need to use them. You can come through our private company. Chainlink is literally plugged into the winner of our world financial system right now. And people are sitting here wondering if their meme coin is going to return to all-time highs within the next 3 months. The short-term vision will absolutely decimate portfolios. It'll cause people's hand to get caught in the cookie jar as they go in and out. And if you don't have the long-term vision to see what Chainlink is capable of over the next decade, I'm sorry, you're going to buy Chainlink at the price you deserve. Just like Charles Hoskinson, just like the people that have doubted this. And you know what? Because I've dealt with doubt before. And obviously on the charts, things are looking pretty good for Aerodrome here. Now, this is a quick reminder. I talked and made very specific content focused on Aerodrome November and December of 2024. What's gone on with Aerodrome? Well, let's go take a look, right? Let's go take a look at how that call went. And let's go take a look at why I feel so damn good, even when everyone around me seems to be complaining and whining about price action. It's because we have vision here on this channel.
Drew, I got to ask, before we move on and go to different segments, are we done with the Chainlink segment? Because I had some bangers I wanted to share.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not done with the Chainlink segment. It's aggravating to me to see the foresight be so short with people, right? It's aggravating for me to see people that have no real vision or conviction. They're waiting for an escape pump and they're basically flopping and groping from chart to chart, just trying to stay alive. But to tell me what you think of Chainlink, because I really want your opinion. I am obviously a little bit Chainlink maximalish along with Bitcoin, but what do you think?
Well, I have my own thoughts. I've done a lot of research and, I've been in the crypto market for about 10 years, but I also wanted to weigh it against, some of the tools we have out there like AI. So I pumped it into Grok. I asked it to discuss Chainlink as it sits in, as it's related to the global financial system as well. What's its place? How important is it in the crypto ecosystem? So throw this up on the screen here. Yeah, you got it. We got this right here. And I'm just going to go over a couple of the highlights because I think this really, really nails it down. Chainlink runtime environment. We're going to go over that in just a second. The CRE and cross-chain interoperability. Position it as indispensable, meaning it is overwhelmingly needed. You cannot replace it. Indispensable middleware, bridging crypto's fragmentation to the $1 quadrillion plus global financial system. Chainlink isn't just data oracles. Guys, data oracles are so boring. It's also evolving into a full stack coordination layer for on-chain finance. This is incredible. What does that mean? Well, agentic workflows, smart contracts that automate complex multi-step processes, cross-chain, off-chain, on-chain, all this incredible stuff. It integrates Chainlink's Oracle, CCIP, private tools, compliance, automation to a single dev environment. And this is the main point, slashing integration time from months to days. This is not something financial systems, financial institutions, and other crypto ecosystems are going to pass up on, because this simplifies and streamlines everything in such an easy, navigable way. Furthermore, in a sea where this is all from AI, in a sea where RWA coins chasing specific assets, real estate or credit, Chainlink is the TCIP of value transfer, neutral infrastructure that this is the key. Everything else is going to be building on or integrating with. RWAs demand more off-chain data, prices, reserves, cross-chain liquidity. Chainlink provides 2,000 Oracle networks for this, securing $93 billion in DeFi and RWA value. I mean, we can just go on and on. This is, I mean, the moat, it's embedded in 60% of DeFi, total value locked, and rising TradFi pilots. You can just continue. And then it gets to here. Chainlink isn't important. It's existential. It is imperative for a tokenized future. Adoption is here, and Link is the toll booth. I mean, we see this as an absolute necessity with what's going on. They have not only a moat, they are basically the castle in the sky that everybody needs to, hook up their high-speed internet to, because this is going to make every bit of value transfer possible.
It's just a little maddening for me to be so, surrounded by people that are short-sighted, and seeing this, what you just explained is systemically important to the expansion and existence of crypto across the globe. Okay. It's a very, very simple concept. I've had a lot of arguments with people about this, and I'm not getting off this hill. I really think that Chainlink is, if people come up to me, they're like, hey, Drew, what's an altcoin that's going to be around in 5 or 10 years? I can't give many other options other than Chainlink and Ethereum, right?
You got Sergey Nazarov in meetings with the Federal Reserve, with JP Morgan, with Amazon, talking about global payment systems, digital assets, the convergence of all these things. We're not seeing all these other crypto PR KOLs up there in these instances. This is a unique positioning that Chainlink has, not only for their technology, but also the partnerships and the shoulders that Sergey is rubbing with right now is changing the financial world order as we see it.
Absolutely. It's just, I understand. I am a leverage trader as well. I add to my spot bags with leverage trading, and honestly, I've had a really damn good time. I had to spend 2 years, maybe 3 years, getting my ass kicked leverage trading. Before the last 2 years, I've really started to fall into my stride. But I have a great guest that I want to bring up that has been absolutely slaying it on the leverage trade side. Crypto Crank, good to see you. Joining me and Kelly here. Let's add get up here, Kelly. You're not getting away from me. You can bring your dog up, but Crank, you're talking about some big moves you've been making, and you've been highlighting some of these moves in our Discord. Crank, we fell down to about $101,500 today. The bears are out in full swing. Your call to have a head short at about 106.5 worked out pretty good, but price did go up to that 107.5 mark. It's like market makers heard all you big traders, and they were like, all right, we're going to just give them a little love tap at 107.5. But what are you seeing on the charts right now, Crank? If you can, just kind of dive into it for me.
Yeah, let's go over this together, guys, and let's do. Can you guys see my chart? There we go. I think I got it all positioned right now.
Yep.
So yeah, guys, on the daily, real quick, our plan for, let's just clean everything up. My plan for Bitcoin was
now,
to
Crank, if you squeeze your window a little bit, it'll go taller in there and fit perfectly.
Squeeze it right in here like that.
Oh yeah, squeeze it. No, a little less squeeze. Too much squeeze. Okay.
Right there.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. I think we should just roll with it. Let's just roll with it. It's not that bad. It's not
a little bit bigger.
Yeah, you're fine. That's what she said, by the way. What are these fibs you got laid out?
Nail it.
Right. All right, so here we go. So this, when I was talking to you guys about these levels that we broke down last week, none of this price action even existed on the chart. And I said, guys, it is not a good look right now that we come down. I was specifically calling for 99,000 just to break this huge support which we did. We come down to 99. I really thought we were going to smash the guys at 98,000. We didn't get there. And then I said, what did I say last week, Drew? Is I said, it is very probable right now that we are going to come up to about 106, 600 on the dot. We squeezed a tad bit higher. And I said, dude, you do not want to see a rejection from here. Because what that means is we come up, we smash all of these. If we go into like a, let's just say like a 1 hour, and we clean this up, this kind of M pattern formation, you can see the bottom where it hit, came up again. We went and grabbed all the liquidity. We smashed these guys on the short squeeze that I was talking about, 106, 600. And now it only makes sense that we take the lows. It only makes sense now that we take the lows right below. And I have targets of really 95
like
grand.
98 or like 92 or something like that if we broke down from the structure.
I think we're going to see the big move that I've been talking about on the daily. If we zoom out here and we pull that fib from, let's go here and we pull the fib from 49.2 and we run up. Look at how very similar these moves are on this downward trend. You can see here, if we pulled, we kind of had this excluding this random massive pump right here. If we still also pull that fib from this high to this low, look at how we came up to that golden pocket and then rolled straight over. We took the highs. Now we're going to take the lows. But on this next move down, we front ran this big golden pocket. We front ran it. And so I do think that Bitcoin is kind of gearing up for kind of the same move. If we pull that fib from this new low from 74 up to our all-time high, you could see we're going to end up taking out $98,000. 92 is the CME gap through 94, but I think we front run it. We barely just take out 98. I think 95 is our number, dude. We sweep the lows, bang, and then we run on out of here. Just very, very similar to this right in here.
Okay, kind of like a
right
bump
in
and
here.
run situation like we've seen on each stair step so far.
Yeah, I'm not. And again, guys, I think last time everyone said, Crank, you're pretty bearish. And I'm like, guys, I'm a trader. I'm still in my short for 124. We've been trading. One of my big assets that I've been trading right now has been Litecoin. Litecoin has been perfectly synced up. And
Crank,
yeah.
I want to hand it to you there too, because you just said something I think a lot of people forget. Somebody might be overwhelmingly bullish on 2026 and also be able to look at a 4-hour chart and say the 4-hour chart suggests that we're going down. Those two things are not at odds with each other. It's two entirely different time frames. It's a macro sort of projection versus a near-term technical setup. So I'm the same way. I personally think we're going to have bullishness in 2026, but I do think that there's room for us to scoop a little bit lower.
We just got to take it level by level, guys. Take it level by level. And today was all about Chainlink. Let me just, at this stage of the game, guys, I wouldn't be selling anything. I would be adding. I added today to my Chainlink bag. Let's go over here to X real quick. And I posted these.
So you're out here, you're highlighting reasonable downside and yet having the balls to go out here, the unmitigated gull, to go buy some crypto in the midst of this.
Let's just put it this way, guys. I don't have a big span of cryptos. I own Bitcoin, Chainlink, Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche. I told myself, how much of those assets do I need to make $1 million? Because I was tired of asking myself, well, if I owned Aerodrome or if I owned, Cardano, well, the price is coming down. Should I sell it? I don't ask myself, should I sell my Chainlink? Should I sell my Link, my Bitcoin? I don't do that. And so, I made some pretty big purchases this last, on the big dip. I put about 200 grand, but about 14,000, Chainlink. And then today I just made another purchase for another 1,000, another 15 grand.
Okay.
And so I'm a Chainlink maxi. I'm a Bitcoin maxi, but my goal for this, guys, was, you know what, if Bitcoin holds that 95,000, and we see that Bitcoin dominance roll over, then you know what, I'm happy probably taking half of these positions out at a $36 Chainlink, 36 to probably 42, and then I'll let the other half just run.
A moon bet. So you're
Bro,
not
you know,
worried, and you're not letting your emotions take control should the price come down. You're working with a moon bag. That's something so
Yeah, and
key.
you're playing with house money at that time too.
Right.
house money. And then, you know what, man, I try to, Robert Kiyosaki, I read these books, guys, and I try to have my bills and my expenses paid as a trader for years in advance. I know what I'm going to spend in the year of 26.
Right.
I know what I'm going to spend in, I already planned for this year. So
Mhm.
that's kind of how I do it. And if we see those price actions, even back to like a $30 Chainlink, I might even take a quarter, because with that much money, my expenses are covered for all of 26. So I get to just really focus on if we see a bear market, or, I plan that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to bring up this super chat. Is there such thing as house money in a strip club? First of all, Steve-O.
You are banned.
Jesus Christ, this guy is just unreal. Now, he made me
If
forget
you
what I
guys
was
want
saying.
to look at Chainlink on the chart, just because that's kind of what the panel's about today.
Yeah.
We can look at
Let's
Chainlink on
bring
the
up
chart.
Chainlink on the chart from your perspective here, and then I want to make sure I get to this super chat. Someone's asking about this Co-AI, and then we got a super chat from Byron Hardy. But first, let's look at the Chainlink chart with the crank, and I'll pull up these super chats and get them organized here.
So Chainlink's doing a little bit better than most, because almost all these altcoins are
Do
down
you
in the
have your Chainlink chart up? We have your
Oops.
Twitter.
Oh
Hold
yeah,
on,
just press the
hold on,
share
hold on.
this tab. There
I
you
got
go,
it
buddy.
right here. Oops.
Yep.
We good?
Yep.
So Chainlink's doing better than most. Yeah, it's in a downtrend like the rest of the alts are. But you know what? Most of these major alts, are these really sucky alts, are at the 50% point on the nasty Binance wick. All right. So Chainlink's holding better than most. Right now, if Bitcoin does end up coming down to that 95,000, then I do think that we are going to end up sweeping these lows at 13. And my target is between 1040 and I think it'll be so short-lived. It's not even going to be funny, guys, because Chainlink really loves this 1040, between 1040 and this 13. This is a big range, guys, but it's an altcoin. Bitcoin, we're witnessing it today. The entire pump from last night is 100% retrace, 100% retrace. And so I do think that Chainlink between 1040 and $13, 1380 again. But
Dude,
right now,
can I share something with you real quick? I just want to swap these charts out, because look, I've had this box on here for quite some time.
Also,
and
same
it's
spot.
almost, it's just above where you have it, but almost right in there. And the reason why this line is so important, because it's a multi-year. This is a multi-year support. Of course, this is on logarithmic, but still we have this multi-year support, and potentially wicking down a little bit into this sort of liquidity zone would be kind of exactly what you're talking about. So it's kind of being shown on your charts. It's being shown on the way I'm looking at it. So it's love to see that. It's good to see that confluence.
I love seeing that as well, man. When I did it was really cool to be on last week and show these levels. And then one of my mentors, Jason Casper, he goes on, man, the following day.
Oh, he's great. He's great.
And he had the exact same levels that I was giving you guys for that retracement at 106.6, 107 for a clear retracement. And then we come back down and sweep the lows at that 98, man. And then we can, now that we've rinsed everybody out and everybody with uncertainty, now the whales can really, and these entities can make our big move for this cycle. But yeah, Chainlink, my largest position, what I just showed you guys is not even my largest position. We had almost 500 and like 80 days of accumulation underneath $9. This is where I said, guys, this is it, and shame on me. I took a little bit up at $30, but we loaded back up again, and I'm ready to rinse and repeat.
Well, in that accumulation zone, I was snagging for $5, and then my other main buys were $1.90. You know what I mean? So it's like people are sitting here telling me that I'm their exit liquidity and shit. It's like, I'm just secretly fucking laughing at you, because I got people on my timeline calling me Antifa because of how bullish I am on Chainlink. And it's really showing me we're in the bear market moment in terms of vibes. And this doesn't help. Check this out, guys. So Wintermute, the tracking for it, not going so great. So Wintermute tracking on Arkham Intelligence has been down for a good majority of today. And we are seeing some reports that Wintermute and Binance did another section of dumping, but it might just be they're dumping ahead of market regulatory clarity
Dude,
and some of those
tonight,
big deals coming.
tonight we're getting the government most likely is getting reopened. And we had the run up Monday. We had a little bit of a sell off yesterday, a little fake bump up today, and now you got some of the data being stripped back on Wintermute and Binance and all that. It feels like market maker games. And I would say to anybody out there on the cusp today, should I get out of everything? I would say even if the market were to go lower, we're going to get a bounce at some point, probably in the very near future. Today's not the day to exit if we're about to get 25% of the nation's GDP turned back on, aka liquidity coming back into markets. I'd say today is a stand fast day. Watch some YouTube, get out, listen to some Christina Aguilera, whatever you need to do. But today's not a sale day for me.
Today was 100% a market maker day. Today, the market makers, dude, this was downward pressure. This is straight up market makers.
It's Wintermute. I mean, it's Wintermute and Binance.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. Like, I don't understand why everyone's so confused about this. It's simply Binance playing in their sandbox while they can before the hammer comes down. We got what is this, Kelly? Is this from Ox Nobler? Is this the post you were talking about here?
Selling, Binance is selling, Wintermute is selling, over $1 billion dumped in just 25 minutes. This was earlier today, and you can see that in the wallets as well. Massive of just tranches, just sell. Huge market manipulation is happening behind the scenes just before, again, we get that major data that's coming out this evening. I think 4 p.m. they're kind of getting together with the different the House. I think 7 p.m. is the official vote. And I was listening to Carolyn Levitt, the press secretary for the White House, said that it basically indicated that if the vote goes through, which more likely than not it will, because we have a Republican majority in the House, Trump is going to be signing it tonight.
I want to ban so many people for so many different reasons right now, but I love you guys.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah, we're deporting. So I did pick up a little bit more. Crank, you got a pretty good out. Like, all right, so we're right on the edge. You think a sweep down to 98's the most probable. Would you assume 92 is definitely within the cards if we tap 98, or could there be essentially a bounce back? Because we are acting quite sticky above $100,000 right now, even in the light of Wintermute doing their shady stuff in the background. I know that they were dumping hard today. We're still above $100,000. And honestly, the Bitcoin dominance is making my portfolio smile today, right? So I'm curious if you think if we tap 98, then a $92,000 move is guaranteed. What do you think about that frame of thought, Crank?
We just got to take it level by level, man. 98 really cleans them out. 98 really cleans them out for the, let's just go here. Let's go to a daily. And let's go to Bitcoin again.
Yeah, press share this tab on the top for me.
Yep, got you right here.
And real quick, while you're doing that, I got to do something.
You are banned.
You're out of here, Dion.
Again.
You're out of here, Dion. I'm sorry.
Hi, Dion.
I do this. This is me. I'm not sorry. There it is.
Look at 98 right here, man. This is where the big level is. This is the big wick. And again, I explained this last night on my video. Everybody that longs here gets rinsed out. Everybody that's longed at 98 hasn't been rinsed out. Not even on the liquidation wick of Binance. It hasn't happened yet. And so it makes total sense. Again, like we said, it's playing out, man. And then we just swipe the lows. Bitcoin has to hold $92,000, guys. I think that we're going to front run. I think 92 for the CME gap, the macro golden pocket. If I think it gets front ran and I think we front run it down to 95, 96K. Everyone's going to be expecting 92 and that sucker turns around and rips. If I'm wrong and we come down to 92 and $92,000 does not hold, Bitcoin's top is in. Yeah. I don't think we don't have the juice, bro, to go 30 grand higher, 35% higher.
Crank. I'm just, as you're talking, I'm going through my various charts. And again, I did not add this. This has just been on here. Look at where that next line in the sand is. Right at 95,
9, dude. It's front runs it, bro.
9, dude. And so we're right in the box that I looked at for the price to come down into this. And we've got that next level right in there. And it's also well within the box that I was kind of projecting that whipsaw back to the upside. And in addition to all that, we do have a falling wedge coming into these territories as well. So there is underlying bullishness in this very, very perceived, what feels like sculpted bearishness.
Absolutely. You know, and
I
really what
mean-
you guys are talking about, then I can just flip to shorts, right? Then I can just flip to shorts and print tether on the way down. Like, this is where people's mindset gets screwed up because they feel like there's no way to make money. On top of flipping your mindset to bearishness at the right time, there's DeFi in bear markets where you have tight ranges, accumulation zones, and you can stay within liquidity pools and print money essentially. So, you know, it's something that people just need to learn about.
If we come down to $92,000 to 92, 95, and $100,000, 101 gets flipped into resistance. Oh man, you don't want to keep knocking on that $95, $92,000 door, dude. Because then 88s, 85s, 82s, and then my Bitcoin bear bottom is we're just going to bleed out, and I think it's going to be between 50 and 65 grand. If 126 is our top, then I do think 50 to 65 grand is going to be that bear market low.
Cheaper Bitcoin is what it sounds like to me. This is why I keep Tether on the side. You know, it's just like these people and their sadness make me so aggravated sometimes. But Crank, excellent TA, excellent outlook. What you said last week ended up playing out this week. Another nod, another notch in your hat there, brother. Keep dropping your trades in our Discord. And let everyone know before you go where they can follow you. I know that you've got your own show starting up and everything like that. So if you can, just let them know where to keep up with you on your trades.
It's only friends,
guys.
right?
Yeah, that's right. It's only, dude, you know, guys, I'd encourage all of you to stay educated, be violent with your education right now, be violent with your money on protecting it. This is cryptocurrency, guys. So have expectations for where you're putting your hard-earned money as you guys are working your butts off. And so, again, I'm Crypto Crank. I'm the founder of the Cranksters Trading Coliseum. You can find me on YouTube. We're growing rapidly since I'm doing these collabs, guys. I mean, I think in the last month, I think I've gained almost 700-800 followers.
Hell yeah!
I mean, it's
love
sick,
it,
dude. So, and then same thing with on the X account. I'm always posting both inside of my Telegram and then also inside of the Discover Crypto. If you guys just want to look at the Discover Crypto just on the Discord real quick, I can show you guys what we were doing. But we'll save it. You guys can run the show. I got to run. But
all right.
We've been doing BNB, Litecoin. I've been doing the late night scalp and chills. You guys can follow me. We're doing live trading with Flop and Groper. I've done a bunch of those. We smacked almost $5,000-$6,000 the other day. Did you watch that?
I love that. Dude. I haven't watched it, but I absolutely love his work. He does a great job. And Discord's on
trades. We ended up closing out. I ended up closing those trades out for almost $10,000. I said, hey guys, I'm getting ready to go to bed. I showed everybody those trades. And this morning we ended up closing out BNB at what was it, 960? We were in at 954. Bitcoin and Solana. Yeah, it was a killer day. So Thanks again, guys. I'll see you guys next week on Wednesday. And if you guys want to follow, I'd love the growth, man.
Absolutely. God damn. All right, Crank. Well, I'll see you next week, man. Crypto Crank is based AF as well. I can tell that guy with the chain. You can tell, Kelly, he's very based individual. You can tell the chain, the swagger, you know, he's got it going on.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
You know, the mindset that Crank has, I just absolutely love it. It shows what, because I have it, but I'm a little crazy, right? And I try to not be too crazy for people. But being able to print $5,000-$10,000 in a day just by knowing market mechanics feels pretty damn good. And you will get on crypto Twitter and everyone's crying and complaining about some 5% dip. I did buy a little bit of crypto today too, Kelly. I finally figured it out. And I got some Canton Network.
Dude,
so
can I just share something with you on that?
What you got?
Let me find this real quick. Canton. Here we go. On the thing I shared earlier, the breakdown from Chainlink, it actually, this is from AI. It actually even mentions in this breakdown Canton Network.
Really?
Yeah. Competitors like Polkadot face on Parachains. Chainlink is chain agnostic, already connecting public L1s and L2s to private nets like Canton.
What?
So,
okay. Well, and it's like, I can understand why people want, the outlook of Bitcoin was to be transparent, to be decentralized. Yes, Bitcoin's going to succeed, and yes, Bitcoin's going to be that way. Maybe quantum computing messes with Satoshi's wallet at a point. That's something that you did bring up, Kelly. That definitely made me think about it. Yes, we can upgrade wallets for quantum computing protection over time as advancements go, but you can't really upgrade Satoshi's wallet. All right, you can't really upgrade that protection of 1 million Bitcoin. Talk on the streets, he's dead. If he's not dead and he does upgrade it, then the market would freak out about that too. But I did add,
if he upgraded it, he'd have to actually probably move it to a quantum safe wallet. But then the market would be like, "Oh my God,
yes,
Bitcoin moved." But
yes.
I don't think that's something we worry about today. I think we're levels of order before we have to really consider these things. But it definitely is in mind.
Yeah, I absolutely love this. The chat's inquiring if they can ban their dictator. Wrong. It's not happening.
Oh, hold on. I need you to finish off my homie here.
Got blue balls from the arrow edging. Can you finish me? What? Oh, Lord. Okay. You know what? So I will make this real simple. America is not going to go quietly into the night in this race against China for being the crypto capital of the world. America, Trump, ego, huge, right? What we see is integrations from the bald one, Brian Armstrong, pandering into Washington, D.C. regulators and lawmakers, and an integration at a wide scale to roll out most products incoming within the Base ecosystem. Now, Aerodrome is a focal point of the Base ecosystem for swaps, liquidity, and DeFi. It's currently at a overall market cap right around $1 billion, but JP Morgan is actually valuing the Base network to be worth $34 billion. Yet the center point, the structural center point of the Base ecosystem, has a market cap of $1 billion. You do the math, see if it makes sense for yourself. Now, on top of that news with JP Morgan, we will talk a little bit about this. So JP Morgan is launching JPM Coin on the Base network. Tiny little company, JPM, rolling out their own token on the Base network. And it has been a theory for a long time. Me and BJ came on the blockchain basement years ago, and we said Coinbase was going to capture Ethereum somehow. It's pretty obvious what's going on right now. Base network is looking to capture at least a huge chunk of the activity, and it has on Ethereum. America is wanting to be at the forefront of innovation and acceptance within crypto. It's going to be huge. Absolutely. So, simply put, you got to watch tonight's video at 7 p.m. I go through a lot of other specific details on all of the changes that are happening within DeFi that are driving liquidity providers over to the Base network right now. And on top of this, we have Coinbase launching this launchpad. Circle has confirmed that they're looking at an ARC token for their native stablecoin chain. And guess where it's going? Coinbase Launchpad. If you guys don't follow CV Duck, you're screwing up. This is someone that he's like a Coinbase quant. He calls shit out well ahead of time. Absolutely incredible account to keep up with if you want to be on the front end. Now there is some movement going on in Ethereum. We had a Satoshi era wallet with a whale that bought 385,000 Ethereum worth $1.3 billion. Ethereum's price jumped by 2% during this day. This was yesterday because of this one guy. Absolutely crazy. Definitely knows what's coming that we don't. Kelly, who do you think it is? Any guesses? In chat, who do you think is out there buying $1.3 billion worth of Ethereum? Kelly, give me your best guess. What do you think?
Oh, man. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to start, honestly. I mean, there's so many different players from that era. From Bitcoin, from Ethereum, from I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even know where to venture to guess.
I gotta guess. Richard Hart. I think it might be Richard Hart. I think it actually might be Richard Hart. He was talking about rolling out something new, and then he swaps. I mean, Richard Hart's an old school player in Bitcoin. He's talking about new things coming up that he's going to be launching. And then all of a sudden, this whale from a Satoshi era rolls into Ethereum with $1.3 billion. That is actually, I guess, and it was Gotcha Gal that kind of put me on this trail here. Shout out to you, Gotcha Gal, talking about Richard Hart being that person. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, here's an altcoin that's doomed. Popcat. Popcat had a bad day. All right, we're going to go take a look at Popcat.
Dude, that's not a bad day. That's a cataclysm.
That's a cataclysm, right? That's a cataclysm. Some people think it's TJ. Rob thinks it's Gary Gensler. Tom Lee's
Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth Warren. Pocahontas moving in with that whole booty. And I want to look at Popcat real quick, but I did buy a coin today that I'm actually quite excited about that I wanted to reference, but we kept getting sidetracked here. But let's go look at Popcat. Let's go look at good old Popcat. Popcat. And now that candle looked real scary. I think, oh God, actually, you know what? All right. This is leaves. These are people leaving the ecosystem on Popcat. Many of these coins are going to die. I really feel that, there's about 26 million coins out there. I think Uniswap's in trouble. I do think Uniswap's in trouble. I absolutely do feel that way. Now, Polkadot is another one that's driving me crazy and makes me wonder as well. 00 came out and ended up making double zeros for profit for anybody involved with this fucking thing. So also this one looks quite doomed to me as well. Am I too much? Is this too much to be too abrasive about it? I mean, I'm so tired of everyone. Drew, you don't have my bag, so you don't know what you're doing in crypto. When I'm sitting here telling people about Aerodrome at 18 cents, Morpho at 87 cents, Bitcoin, my bag was $4,000, right? For a Bitcoin. No one listened then. They thought I was an idiot. And I got to ban someone. Actually, I wish I had the deport button, but of course we're in jail still, thanks to someone. But I have about 10, 15 days left of being in YouTube jail, and then absolute chaos can break out.
Well, no, while you were pulling that data up and showing those charts, I was trying to Google to find an image to bring up, and I searched jump off a cliff, and Google told me that help is available.
Oh my God. Kelly, don't do it. Kelly, don't.
No, I just wanted an image because that's what the chart looked like.
Yeah, man. It's just not all coins go to heaven. Not all coins will go to new highs. There is a very selective.
Dude. We're seeing all this hate in the chart. We're seeing everybody give up. And this is at a time right now. If you're giving up, when we are literally hitting bottoms of interest, this is where market bottoms have been before the price action has moved. This is what we're seeing. We see on-chain data that shows when we come into this territory, look at where this is in relationship to the Bitcoin price. When this comes down, this net unrealized profit up comes down, net unrealized profit low, up, and we're at that same level right now. This is why, guys, I think every bit of these downward price action right now, it's all just noise. They're trying to shake you out. This is the bull cycle of the great rotation. And can you hold on?
Yeah. And we got to touch on these super chats too. Hold on. So we got Byron Hardy. Thank you, first of all, for supporting the channel. Asking Kelly what I asked Drew this morning. 5 coins. All right. So he wants to know 5 coins that aren't Bitcoin and Ethereum that you need to hold for 5 years. Which 5 coins would you choose, Kelly, if you couldn't choose Ethereum or Bitcoin? Go.
Chainlink. I think Solana. I don't hold any Solana. And by the way, that's not a slide on Solana. It's just I had a very focused portfolio this cycle. Chainlink, Solana. I think Avalanche is going to do some pretty cool stuff. Tau, absolutely Tau.
Tau's a good one.
Linnea's there, but it's not really established enough yet. So
Tau's a good one.
I need a 5th.
I'm mad that you thought of Tau before, but I felt good about my choices. But Tau is a very, very good choice. Okay. So there's some overlap from what I told him this morning, but you brought up some good options externally. Deezy's Peanuts asking about Co-AI getting demolished. What is Co-AI? We need to go find out what Co-AI is.
Co-AI is the coin that, this is Boom. Apparently, CryptoFace had some of his Chinese compadres give him the inside scoop on that. And we saw this massive run up. DZ was talking about it as well. But this was telegraphed. Why was this telegraphed? Look at the massive downside price action. Okay, what happened before it? Okay, we got these two peaks. Well, let's look at the peaks in relationship to the data. We had the peaks being the very same height. We see a massive bearish divergence all the way from here, all the way to over here. So we had a bearish divergence from the beginning. The entirety of October was a bearish divergence. And then the market falls out. Oh my God. I didn't see it coming. The data told you. The data told you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems a lot like the MYX scam coin, right? Where it pumps like crazy, people make money, then they start talking about it, and people essentially FOMO in at the top when the information's making it out. And this is why I consistently say stop top blasting charts. Then you won't come into my chat complaining that everything's going to hell. If you top blast charts, you get crypto at the price you deserve. That is the simple reality of the situation. Pengu, I like Pengu, but I'm about to ban you. Terran, actually, let's go look at Pengu's chart. But I bought this one. I found Canton Network on Kraken. I've been a little bit busy, you guys. Okay, so I was able to get Canton at about 12 cents. And, you know, I'm DCAing in. I didn't hammer in. I didn't back up the truck on this thing. It's brand new. I know all the decentralized, you know, people, and I love you guys. I want to see decentralization win, but really who's going to win is who's already won. It's the central bank. It's the treasury. It's the Federal Reserve. It's the systems that are already in place that have won. Unless you physically remove them from their position, they are going to continue to win. I'm sorry. It's just the situation at hand. I want to see what this guy's talking about too. I want my question to come, bro. What question are you talking about? Pengu? Jesus, Murphy, Mary, and Joseph. We crashing? Where are we at on price action right now, Kelly? Did we go to hell in a handbasket?
We're at that 101. We'll go up to that in a second, but I just wanted to reinforce that ecosystem Canton is working with. I mean, this is not like a company or a protocol that they just started last week, even though this listing's coming out, and you know they're hoping to have they're already established and rolling into crypto. I mean, this is such a wide array of everything that matters in crypto and traditional finance. So I think CC, I think it might have to find its legs in the speculative market for a bit, but I think this is going to be around. In terms of Pengu, this is Pengu. Let's go to the 3-day. Let's look at it. Man,
I mean, it's probably still up from launch, right? Isn't it?
Well, yeah, launch way down here, 0.3 cents. This was the October 10th washout, and it's still up from the bottom there. It's still up 142% from the washout down there. But look at where it's at. Look at my crosshairs. Boom, right here, right where you have liquidity of previous rejections and support. If this can hold here, this would be relatively a nice new floor to start building some structure to move back to the upside. But we're not seeing the signal, at least on the 3-day. What does it look like on the 12-hour? Okay, money flow is choppy as hell. RSI is in a downtrend, but it's kind of looking like it has a potential to maybe set a bottoming structure here, but you'd like to see RSI get back above this 50 line, and it's not doing that yet. And the money flow there's no indication of that yet happening. If anything, this just looks like a bear flag as it stands.
Yeah. Okay. Good analysis. Now, because I finally get the chance to disagree with Steve-O on something, and I'm going to take advantage of it. So let me just read this slow. Do we know the speed or transactions per second on decentralization metrics for Canton? Here's your answer, Steve-O. It doesn't matter, because Microsoft, IBM, Blackstone, BNP Paribas, JP Morgan, they're already doing transactions on it. They do not care about they have high transaction throughput. They don't care if it's transparent. They don't care if us on the ground floor can see what's behind the curtain. They do not give a shit. They don't care about our crypto ethos. The number go up because they're going to slam trillions of dollars in assets onto the chain. They're going to do treasury repos. They're going to do treasury assets. They're going to do everything that they want, and it's going to be behind closed doors because this is how the world works. And that felt good.
Well,
felt
also
really good.
consider cars. A Ferrari is a pretty badass car. A Lambo's a pretty badass car. Maserati, pretty badass car.
Yeah.
When you're asking what car is going to be the one that's going to dominate the roadways and highways, it's not Ferraris, Lambos, and Maseratis. It's Toyota Corollas and Nissan Altimas.
Facts. And you know, in Atlanta, Nissan Altimas are a dangerous creature to run into in the wild, especially if the front bumper is floating on the ground, just barely off the ground, and they got some duct tape holding it on. They got some dice, some fuzzy dice that are hanging from the rear view mirror, and the really long fingernails. You are in danger if you run into that situation.
Did somebody give some memberships?
Yeah, Byron. Shout
Hardy,
out to you.
20 BitLab memberships. Shout out, Byron. Big love to you. Shout out to everybody in the community.
I like Nissans though. I'm just saying, I'm in Atlanta. I got to call it as I see it. Every single time I see a Nissan Altima, I know to put my bulletproof vest on because the shit's about to go down, especially.
Well, you know what? I want to say something too, guys. What? We got a guy that looks like this, okay, with this face out there in government talking about $2,000 stimulus checks that are going to be getting sent out to people under 100 grand a year. The last time we got stimulus, the market set Bitcoin 17x'd. And is it going to do bad things to the economy? Yes, it is. It's going to, for anybody that's not prepared, you don't want to be me. You don't want to be me here. That's not what you want. You want to get over here and look at Bitcoin, look at Ethereum, look at the different areas and levels that you want to scoop up. And if it drops below those, especially with the flood of liquidity that's about to reopen and even more liquidity coming in here in the very, very near future, I think it's time to get the rocket engine strapped in, tighten your seatbelt, buckle your pants, pull up your drawers, put on some sunglasses, because I think this market's about to burn a lot of bears face off.
That's why I got my sunglasses on right now. I'm loving the chat. They know what I'm talking about on this Nissan Altima Danger. I mean, I got a very base chat here. This is awesome. Well, you know what? I can't. This is a time frame where, you know what? If you're sitting here watching these charts and you are overexposed, but this market hasn't taken off to where you've hoped it to go, maybe take a moment to think about how much risk you're willing to take, right? Me personally, I hate central banks. I like being my own bank. I like crypto so much that, you know, I have no interest in leaving my money in banks, because if the system goes belly up, they go and take my money, which isn't my money, out of my bank account. So that is why I do crypto basically as a blind bull. But there are situations that Crypto Crank laid out where, oh my God, I would be turning bearish here. I'm also bearish on bro, what do you Kelly, incredible. Top tier entertainment right here. I mean, this is where you guys come from. Drew, whatever happened to DAG, I'm mad at it. It's at my entry point, Danny. Okay, I'm mad at it. My entry point is 2 cents. It's like 2 cents right now. And it hasn't taken off. And I'm a little bit aggravated with it, right? And another thing I was thinking about that's kind of a problem for DAG is that all of these other crypto projects are starting to get that government integration, that government highlight, right? DAG was the only one with that a few years ago. Not so much the case anymore. But you know, I digress. I have my money in it. No, I'm not frustrated with you. I actually loved being able to disagree with you for once, Crypto Stevo. So just let me have my moment. It's a great day. I feel full of love, life, and energy. Me and Kelly just had some barbecue food. That's probably why I'm acting a little bit get in. You're really going through all the different options for Nissan Altima attacks, aren't you? I'm telling you, this is a serious thing in Georgia and Atlanta, especially. This is a serious problem here. I love this chat. If James Wynn was right, I'm deleting all of my socials. Nice. That's a good move. James Wynn actually might have been doxxed. Did I go
I
there?
saw that.
Should I go there, Kelly? Or should we?
No, I mean, just
All
let
right.
him revel in his cave.
All right. I'll, but you know what, you guys, please do stay tuned to the Discover Crypto channel tonight because I worked very, very hard on a great video for you. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel. And then you will have the video out at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. It's going to go right in front of this DZ thumbnail. He's out here shilling his Chainlink bags. I think he's got about 4 Chainlink. So, you know, I have a video coming out today on Aerodrome and Uniswap. And really what it means.
Somebody just popped in. They said, can we talk about Link? I will tell you, go back to the first 37 minutes of the show. And we almost did the entire episode on Link. So you're welcome to go back, and I recommend you watch it because it was great stuff.
Yeah. I love you guys. And maybe I will do a video on how to change the battery in your smoke detector on the next deep dive. Beep. Love you guys.
We just wanted to take a quick second to shout out our sponsor, Arculus. They are a cold storage hardware wallet, helps you secure all of your digital assets for the future. Just tap this thing to the back of your phone and boom, you're in. We wouldn't be able to do this without them, but also wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, the Disco fam. You've supported us a lot over the years. If you want to support the channel now, just use the code DC20. It gets you 20% off this card. It's the #1 way you can support this channel going forward. Thank you for your support. We'll see you at